Hey folks, today we're going to be taking a look at The Last Tinker, City of Color. Um, New platformer that just came out on Steam a few days ago. They're billing this as like, hey, did you like Banjo-Kazooie and Jak and Daxter and those kinds of games? Well, then check this out. And aesthetically speaking, it totally fits. Aesthetically speaking, it's pretty pleasing. Definitely like a kind of cartoony art style, and totally does kind of evoke those same feelings as those games do. And the music is also pretty great as well. A lot of great guitar tracks and stuff, which I personally appreciate. The main problem is that it's not really a platformer, if you ask me. If you think Assassin's Creed is platforming in the same way that Banjo-Kazooie was platforming, then sure, this is platforming. But if you're gonna sell me something as Banjo-Kazooie, god damn it, it better have a jump button, for fuck's sake. So yeah, there's no jump button. All the platforming is this free run Assassin's Creed style thing. It's like the little characters and stuff are all endearing, but the main reason I'm here is because, like I said, they're billing this as like, hey, use Beyond Biggs. Okay. So Biggs is our little mushroom buddy. There's Biggs and Smalls. Ha ha ha. We're on our way to see Doc Brown. So, if you want some references, they're there. You want some comedic references, they got them for you. So this is our mushroom guy. And you're just kind of, there's a lot of holding buttons. So you're holding a button the whole time to get this guy to keep following you, because if you whistle from more than 15 feet away, they're not going to respond to it at all. So you have to just kind of keep holding that, and then you're spending a whole shit ton of time holding the right trigger, because like I was talking about, the platforming is not platforming. It's all this Assassin's Creed style. Oh, whoops. Well, there you go. That's what happens when you die. There's pretty much no punishment to death. You get taken back to your last little checkpoint here, these dealies. Any collectibles or whatever that you've picked up, even enemies that you've killed, all stick around. I don't even understand. Oh, okay. Puts those down. Got it. So like, instead of finding a way to jump up here, you just hold the trigger and climb up those little vine things that you see. So yeah, basically, if you wanted a platformer with, less solid Assassin's Creed free run mechanics that also don't allow near as much freedom, because it's not like I can just run up wherever on a wall. Like I said, you have to look for these vine things to get up anywhere. Yeah, I'm only a few hours in, but I can't see. I mean, obviously that's the fundamentals of how the platforming in this game works. That's not going to change, and that's, like I said, that's not platforming to me. But that is platforming in The Last Tinker. those cracks? Oh, I gotta... Yes, yes, yes. Bring... Mushroom guy. So, basically the plot of what's happened here is... Little ape man here helped the purple color spirit get into the color tower and fuck up things for the other color spirits. I don't know. It's a pretty flimsy basic story. Oh, I need the little guy. I don't remember how to switch them. Yep. So yeah, I'm holding it. He's not gonna respond until I get like within 15 of him, yeah. It's just a lot of, you know, and I'm holding left button to you know, keep hauling this guy around. I'm holding right trigger so that I can run. So these are the bleak, which are the guys that I helped the purple spirit unleash. Here you can get a little taste of combat. Also, pretty Assassin's Creedy. I am sitting here mashing on B, and they have a little thing that tells me they're about to attack. And if I attack them first, it's a counterattack. Like I said, I feel like this game... Oh, do I have to punch these guys with some color first, maybe? Is that what's up? Or use a heart. There we go. Yeah, it's pretty simplistic combat. And then you have a roll. Oops. That's pretty much the gist of the combat right there. Oh, this is how we get them to change sizes, right? Come on. So we get him in there. Now we change sizes, and he'll blow up like a bomb whenever we shoot him with the paint. And we can destroy these flimsy looking walls. So here's the collectible. There's just the one. It's these little floaty paintbrush things, which you're using to unlock concept art. Yay! So, you know, you won't really have much reason to care about those. There's a couple other things tied into very like N64 sounding cheats, like big head and tiny head and shit like that. And there's only like 4 or 5 of those. They're not anything super fantastic. And then there's like a god mode one at the end, which, why would you need that? I don't know. But it's there. The most entertaining part about the collectibles is that you're giving them to a big afroed guy named Rob Boss. So all you Bob Ross fans out there can appreciate that. But like I said, that's probably the most fulfilling part about that, is who you're taking them to. So that's not much of a reason to collect. No going back now. So, and the way the world's separated is these are all actually like stages that you can go back and select at any time from the menu and stuff. There's no like walking back and forth from place to place, and there doesn't seem to be like a hub world or anything like that. So here's a citizen that's been affected by the bleak, and I can punch them to free them. And you get a little bit of money, which the money is used for, we'll see if we come across one anywhere. There's vending machines out and about in very Borderlands style that have my combat moves. And by combat moves, I mean they gave me the hold. So in order to break the shield here on these guys, I'm holding B instead of just pressing it. That was a combat move that I paid to unlock. And then it looks like there's one that's associated with each color. Spirit. And that's kind of... What the fuck? Oh, and... Okay. Now I can't... Okay. Now I'm screwed. Oh, that thing is doing it. Alright, there we go. So yeah, the other thing that's there that seems to actually be like, oh, you get something slightly different is there seems to be 3 attacks tied to the 3 color spirits, red, green, and blue. Red is the one that I've already met and gave me the ability to be able to attack people with color spirit and all of that. Come here, thing. Okay. That doesn't seem to be doing it. No, I want to try and peg him with paint. Oh, hit him. Come on. Where the fuck do you go now? Yep. That's totally what I wanted to hit. Oh no, that seemed to kind of do something. There we go. So yeah, you have to use your ranged attack to take him out. And but so yeah, beyond that, all the upgrades are just, oh, another one of these. So this is also actually kind of unsatisfying to me. I didn't realize that we were getting involved in a boss fight. I didn't even think about it. Which I've already fought one of these guys, so it's not like I didn't know. Alright, this thing will punch out at you and do quite a fair amount of damage if you're not careful. So this is basically, this guy will probably free this whole district from the bleak. That's how that works. Which again, I feel like is kind of a missed opportunity. I feel like this game could have really benefited from a like Mario Sunshine type mechanic. I know some people really hate that game. I personally actually really liked it. I think this game could have totally benefited from some similar mechanic for clearing up. What hit me? I guess the little range dude. For clearing up the bleak. Because instead of like going around satisfyingly like cleaning up all the white shit everywhere, you just kill one of these guys in a district and hooray! Die. There we go. There's no limit to ammunition or anything, so you can just sit there and kind of wail on that as long as you want. Or as long as he'll let you get away with. Alright, big guy. Take my red ink. Dude takes a lot of frickin' hits. So there's several difficulty modes too. Although the only difference I can find really seems to just be how much damage you take and maybe a decrease in frequency of attacking from enemies. But so yeah, see, we killed that and whole place clear. Like I said, I feel like it's a real missed opportunity on much more satisfying gameplay than what's currently there. Like I feel like with the story that they did go with, you know, you do have this great opportunity for you know, some neat mechanics that's completely unexploited. And that's disappointing. Let's see if we... Nope, no jump over there. That's the other thing, not knowing, like, oh, when I run off this, is he gonna jump or is he just gonna go down? Does the computer think I can make it? Or am I supposed to make that jump? You know, that kind of thing. You see the little rail up there. So there's a, you know, kind of rail systems, very much reminiscent of BioShock. Infinite. Again, you know, something else that feels very reminiscent from another game. You know, that's not, I mean, game design in general is iteration on things that have come before and stuff. Everything in this feels all too familiar and not combined in the most successful of ways, I think, is what makes it, you know, that much more, stand out that much more. So here's the map. You don't even get a real map, it zooms into the sign a little bit. And that's the tower off in the middle there. And we are still trying to get to Mr. Doc Brown. This is the way we came in. So the way the saving works too, like I could pop out right now, and any brushes or anything kind of that I've collected will be saved, that kind of thing. Any money I have, but the people I've freed, some of that resets, and doesn't seem to be necessarily very clear like what all of your progress is going to stick around and what won't, other than, like I said, you know, for sure your collectibles and stuff stick around. Oop. And I wouldn't say that it's particularly hard by any means, even though I've died a few times. It's just the combat is incredibly unsatisfying, so it's very easy to just sit there and I am just gonna button mash until this is over, because it's just not exciting at all. It's not satisfying in any way, shape, or form. It's just a roadblock to continuing on. And with the platforming also not being all that satisfying, because once again, like I say, it's not, to me, it's not platforming. I just feel, you know, the only the redeeming factors here are the aesthetic of the game, the visual and audio aesthetic. That's the redeeming factor here. If you're looking for, as they promised, a Banjo-Kazooie or, you know, Jak and Daxter, Legend of Zelda, that type of thing, those 3 games are specifically mentioned on their Steam store page. I feel like this game is nothing like those games, other than, you know, it does have this really neat aesthetic. I really like this, actually, the cardboard speech bubbles. I think that's actually really cool. Like, you can even see the corrugated bits in between. So, you know, art design wise, sound design wise, I think that they did a great job, and they totally nail it. Like, this totally evokes the same feelings when you look at it that a game like Banjo-Kazooie evokes. The problem is that when you play it, it evokes none of that. Like I said, it evokes a very bad Assassin's Creed, really, to me. That's honestly, gameplay wise, that is what The Last Tinker honestly feels like to me, is kind of a bad Assassin's Creed. And that's, Assassin's Creed gameplay is getting kind of stale in its own right. And then you basically take out pretty much everything except the running along stuff and hitting dudes. And, you know, again, maybe a lot of this has to do with marketing. Like I said, they're specifically mention games like Banjo-Kazooie and stuff when they're trying to sell you this game. Maybe if I wasn't going in expecting that, I wouldn't be so dismayed with the gameplay. But because I was, you know, because they've set that expectation, it's not like that was set by other people. Like, they set the expectation. You guys said, this is in the vein of, you know, a Banjo-Kazooie or something like that. That's a lot to live up to. And, you know, maybe I think this would probably benefit a lot from not saying that. Because it does not, like I said, it does not evoke those feelings at all once you start playing it. When you're looking at it, when you're, you know, first starting it up and still figuring out what's going on, it totally evokes those feelings. And, you know, watching, you know, like the video and stuff totally does evoke those feelings because, again, like I say, the aesthetic is great and it totally does fit in with that. The gameplay just doesn't live up to it at all. So now we have to get up to the green security switch so we can get into the green dome so that we can free the green spirit and get whatever power he'll be giving me and the like. So we're not going to do that though. I'm going to hop out here real quick. I'm going to pop back a little bit and just kind of show you. So here's what I was talking about with everything just kind of being, stages. And you can hop back into these at any given time, but then I'll lose this continue on the stage that I was at. I'll have to start that section over again, basically. But even if I hit the continue, honestly, that conversation I just had and some of that, probably won't have happened the way that it works. And so here's the different difficulty levels. You can switch these at any time outside of the game. You cannot do it when you're actually in a save, but on any save from here, when you start to play it, you can switch this each time, or you can pop out and switch it. Insta-death is exactly what it sounds like. Basically, one hit from anything kills you. I had it on that for a little bit, and because the combat is not satisfying and just feels like a roadblock to pad out some more game time, it's not really all that satisfying, and you don't want to be doing it. So having insta-death on basically just makes it all that much more frustrating, because it's like, oh, this roadblock is just turning into a nuisance now, instead of something I can just press B 10 times and be done with. So let's hop back to the race here at the very beginning before everything all went south, and I'll show you a bit of the rails. So yeah, we're gonna have a race here. And the premise here is that you and that guy have a rivalry. The guy who just very obviously cheated, but at the end of the race, they're gonna be like, "What do you mean that he cheated? Was nobody looking at the gate?" So, and this is the rail stuff. And there's nothing to this other than you're riding on a rail, and then you got jumps. And that's pretty much it. I can't even switch directions and go back and forth or get off prematurely or anything like that. So there's not even the possibility of using this to put secret areas and stuff that you might, hop off early at. And this is all I am holding right trigger and pushing forward. There, that is it. And that's the gist of The Last Tinker, unfortunately. I really, I wanted more from it. Like I said, I think maybe it suffers from, being marketed as this kind of, in the same vein as a Jak and Daxter or a Banjo-Kazooie. I don't know that even if that marketing was there, I don't know that I would still find the gameplay any more satisfying. I just at least wouldn't have come in with the expectation of a fucking platformer, because that's what they're advertising it as. And again, like I said, that's to me is not platforming. Holding down right trigger and pressing forward is not platforming. Not even having a jump button is not platforming. So unfortunately, yeah, that's Last Tinker. I don't know how much more of this I'll be playing. Maybe, it'll get a little more satisfying. I don't know. But as it stands now, I can't say I'm all that impressed. Like I said, I'm disappointed. It does not live up to what they're trying to tout it as at all, and doesn't, I wouldn't say it's a horrible game outside of that, but it's not necessarily a great game outside of that. Unless, like I said, if all you like about Assassin's Creed is free running and mashing the B button for combat, fuck, this is your game. This is your jam right here. But otherwise, I don't feel like Last Tinker really hits the mark, unfortunately. So you can check it out for yourself. It's on Steam now for $20. That's Last Tinker.